All right, today I am going to teach you how to stop living from the outside in and how to start to live from the inside out. All right. It's going to completely change your world and it's going to attract you the results that you want to have in life. And you're going to be so happy and grateful, just like I am. Because if you're frustrated in your business and it's not where you want to be, you are definitely living from the outside in. And we want to start to shift and live from the inside, the fantasy, the things that you would love to have. And then you will literally create that in your 3D world and you will start to have what you want. But it all starts here. So let's get into this video. Okay, so we need to take the focus off of what you're seeing in the 3D world with your eyes and put it onto what you're becoming and bring this into physical form. So many people are living from like their external circumstances, like the 3D world. They're seeing like, oh, I don't have enough money. Like I don't have enough money to pay this bill, or I don't have enough inquiries, or I don't have enough sales, whatever. And so they're saying that mantra over and over and over, even if they don't realize it, they're doing it unconsciously. So then your subconscious mind is like, okay, this is what she wants. So she's, or he is, the subconscious mind is giving it to you. Okay. It's putting it into your physical 3D world. So what we want to start doing is we want to start shifting that to, I'm so happy and grateful that I have a ton of inquiries coming in each month, that I have a photo shoot every single week. Like, these are the things that you have to slowly start to say, because then you'll start to bring it into fruition. Like, I'm so busy. Like, one of the things for me that I always said, and I feel like because I'm studying this work and learning so much, I'm realizing like my own flaws. Like, and I always came from like an overwhelmed standpoint. Like, I'm so overwhelmed. Like, there's just so many things to do. Oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. There's so much work. There's so much work. There's so much work. And so then I would just get so much work, right? And I would just be so overwhelmed. And it's so crazy because I didn't realize it. Okay. But I always had this underlying subconscious belief in my brain that everything I do, I am successful at, and that I am an amazing photographer that gets work all the time. And so if you look at over the 20 years of my career, my life, like that's what I have. I always have work. I always have photo clients. And it's like now what I'm trying to change it to is like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have just 2 to 3 events a month at my rate. Because if they pay my rate, I am good. I don't want to willy-nilly little shoots. I want the exact thing that I want. So I'm saying it over and over and I'm getting it. Like, I'm not saying I'm overwhelmed. I'm actually moving into my more like energy, which they say the feminine energy is like the imagination, the creation, the flow energy, which is basically implementation and action. I feel like I have been in implementation and action for 20 years and I'm done. And I'm actually this like past like week, I've experienced such peace and like calm. It's so wonderful. So you have to take the focus off what you're currently thinking and transform it into what you want and start thinking that. And then you'll create it in your 3D world. Okay. So what are some tips that we can do to like help this process? So first, we have to start off with things that we're grateful for. So let's just say you're at the beginning of your career, trying to figure it out. You're trying to get to that 6 figures and you're at 5 figures. You're going to say, I am so happy and grateful that I have photo shoots, right? Like, I remember when I was just starting, like I was always so happy to do a photo shoot, like anything. And you need to see like there are people hiring me or people that want me to take their photo. And that just means that more is coming, right? And you need to detach yourself from that, I need this money, I need photo clients, like I need to pay my bills, right? And you need to be like, I'm so happy that clients come to me randomly, because they will. They did for me, so they will for you. Someone's going to see you doing a photo shoot, you're going to put it online, someone's going to have a question about it, then they're going to be like, oh, reach out to Rachel or reach out to Susie or Brian or whoever. And you're going to see like things start to move for you. And so you got to be happy with what you currently have now. Start saying, I'm so thankful for these photo shoots. I'm so thankful. And I mean, more thankful for the ones coming, right? And all the lives that I'm going to bless with my craft that I do on a daily basis that God gave me this gift of. And you're going to detach. So how do you detach? Let's think about dating. Let me give you a story of me. I was married, miserable, like we know, some of you know, and got into photography, dated for 10 years after I divorced my ex-husband. 10 years I dated. And I was like, I just want to have a family. You know what I mean? And I wanted a family. I wanted a kid and I didn't have it. And I just was at the point in my life, I was kind of like a later in life mom, and I just gave up. I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm so over it. I'm just going to be single and rich. I'm not going to marry any of these freaking losers that I was dating. And I'm just going to be wealthy and have a nice life and be single. It's fine. Totally said that. And I totally detached from it all. And I'm not kidding you. Like probably within like 3 months, I went on a photo shoot, met my boyfriend, who is the father of my kiddo, and well, met him at the shoot, and then I met him at. I mean, there's apparently two shoots, but I remember him at the second shoot, which was at the Ritz Carlton in Colorado at Beaver Creek, and we just started dating, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm pregnant. Right? It's like crazy, but that's how you detach. I just gave up. I was done. I mean, I went through it all. I had my friend do card readings. I did the whole thing. And I always knew if I was to have a kid, I would have a boy. And I have my little son, Mason, and he's just the best. And so I detached from it, and it's like I let it go, and it came to me because like the universe knew I wanted it. It wasn't a mystery. I knew it. I always had it in the back of my heart when I would sit by myself at night in my thoughts. I always knew I was going to have a boy, a son, if I had a kid, and here we are, right? It's like, what are you telling yourself unconsciously all throughout the day? Is it positive? Is it negative? But figure it out and then shift it to what you want and think about that. So take that underlying belief, that conscious, like unconscious belief that you're saying over and over and over again in your conscious mind, like, and see what it is and switch it, but detach from it and know that it is yours. It will happen. Like I literally just said to you, I knew if I was to ever have a kiddo, it would be a boy. And here we are with Mason. And he's like the love of my life. I love him. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm so happy and grateful. And I'm so happy and grateful every night that we lay our heads on the pillow on the bed. I'm so happy and grateful that I have that blessing of Mason, and God hears it and God knows. And whatever you believe, the universe, whatever. So start shifting your beliefs to what you want, but detach from it and know that it will be yours if you truly want it. Truly want it, it will be yours. All right, so let's get back to my story of detachment. So when we detach, we also have to realize and believe in our heart of hearts that we're worthy of having it, right? But if we don't have it, like I said, if I didn't have my son or even this photo business, like I would still be totally fine. Like I told myself, I knew, I mean, I had the photo business, I had the successful photo business. So I'll talk about my son. But like, I knew if I didn't have my kid, I literally said to myself, like, it's fine because I'll just be single and rich. Like, because I know I'm going to produce a lot of money in photography and I'll just invest it and pay off my mortgage and blah, 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 blah. And I'll just be single and rich. Right. So when I detached, I like let it go and knew the new story was I'd be all right, right? Because what's the worst case scenario? Like, what are the stories that we're telling our consciousness, like when nobody's around and nobody can hear? Like, if I took all the thoughts and I put them out like on loudspeaker to everyone, what would you be thinking? Like that you're worthy or you're not worthy, you're good or you're bad, or, like what are the thoughts that you say to yourself all the time? So maybe the worst case scenario, like I said, is I never have a kid, I never have a family, I don't get to experience that, but it's fine because I'll just travel the world with these guys that take me out. I mean, I literally was traveling the world with all these guys. I went to Greece, I went to like all types of different places, and I had a blast, right? So that is the worst case scenario. Okay, but what's the worst case scenario? Let's talk about business, right? Because that was my old life. Now I have a new family oriented life, which I love and adore. But like if I, for some reason, wasn't able to put this business together with photography, like what's the worst case scenario? I mean, I'm smart enough to not go bankrupt, right? So I would get a job and I'd probably just have to work a 9 to 5 job. Before I was in photography, I was in commercial property management, commercial real estate. And then I did like loan origination type stuff back in then I don't even know when those years were, 2000s. But I'm like, if I didn't build the business, the worst case scenario would be I would just go back to a job, right? And then go from there. And I'm not going to die either way, right? So what's the worst case scenario? Detach from it all, but have the best case scenario hovering in your thoughts and your unconscious mind, and plant it into the subconscious mind so then it can come out into your 3D world. So think about the worst case scenario for a minute. No, it's never that bad, but let's plant into the subconscious mind so it, gets it into the consciousness and starts pushing it out into the world of what you truly want. And that is how you live from the inside out, and stop living from the outside in. Stop living from the exterior world and start living from the wish fulfilled, the dream, the fantasy of whatever it is you want. Plant it into the subconscious mind every single day and watch the conscious mind take it and put it out into your 3D world. And that's it. That's how it works. And you will see your whole life transform and your business transform for whatever it is you truly want. If you want a 6-figure business in photography, or if you want the love of your life. I don't teach about the love of life, but it's all the same concept. I teach about photography and business, but that's what I did. That's how I do it every day. And that's how I have the results that I have, which are so great. So if you like this video, thumbs up down below and subscribe and like, and let me know if you want to hear more. If you have more questions or want me to shoot different videos on different subjects, I'm happy to. But I appreciate you guys and have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.